Marina Bay hosted a Grand Prix that briefly ran in the 60s and 70s, but the Garden City re-entered the calendar for good in 2008. We missed it for a couple of years, but it was great to come back to the Singapore Grand Prix. And here's our track, 4.94 kilometres long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Leclerc, Pierre Gasly, and Piastri, Sainz, Ocon, Albon, and Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Doohan, Ollie Behrman, and Lawson, Stroll, Bortoletto, Nico Hulkenberg, and Zach O'Sullivan, Hadjar, Aaron, Antonelli, and Franco Colapinto rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me in the commentary box today, former racing driver herself, Naomi Schiff. Now, you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver. Put us in their shoes. How are they going to be feeling?
It's a very special time for the drivers. It's almost like everything around you slows down and you become hyper-aware. So your nerves slightly go up, your adrenaline's going up. It's the perfect time to start focusing on your visualizations and preparing for the race. So you want to avoid distractions and really stay cool, calm, and focused.
Back of the grid is not what we're aiming for. See if you can make up a few places at the start. Can now use DRS. DRS now available. Okay, you're in the top 10. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 4.0 seconds. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 9.0 seconds. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 7.1 seconds. Whoa, what happened? Let me know you're okay.